Listen. So if you've clicked on this video, chances are you've read the title and you're asking yourself, what house is this? Where is this? And most importantly, is this house really for me? Well, in this video, I'm going to help you answer all of those questions. Hi guys, my name is Lee Zhong, and this is Rafflesia Hill. So all houses are 3 stories tall with 5 plus 2 bedrooms and are 3,600 to 3,800 square feet in built-up size. Lot sizes vary from 3,400 square feet to 7,300 square feet depending on the unit that you choose. In addition to that, all houses are also leasehold to 99 years from the day you get your keys and their individual title as well. What that means is if you want to do any extensions or renovations to the house, extend the side, extend the back, you're more than welcome to do so. The only thing is that MK Land doesn't allow owners to touch the facade because they're trying to maintain a consistent look across the board, which does also help preserve the overall value of the development as a whole.
Now, if you're looking for a house that feels nestled in a Cameron Highlands jungle but right in the center of Damansara, away from the noise and busyness of KL, this is it. Rafflesia Hill is MK Land's crown jewel of high-end luxury homes. It is the only housing development in PJ that is built integrated into the side of a forest reserve hill, so you're surrounded by secondary jungle trees in every direction that you look, which is probably why you've never heard of this in the first place, because this road is connected directly to the Damansara Perdana main road, and you'll only take this road if you live at Rafflesia Hill, making it a very exclusive and private neighborhood.
Okay, so I'm sure at this point you're probably dying to see the house, so yeah, let me show you around. Starting off right at the entrance, we actually have the main door. This is a solid timber door, which does come with these electrical door sets. Now this is one of those where you got your thumbprint and you scan it, and then there's a keypad here where you can dial in a passcode to get access into the house, and that does come with the house. Apart from that, you also do get 4 air conditioning systems, the split individual unit type, not like this cassette type up here. This is very much by the interior design. First thing to greet us is the living space. So you can see the hall is pretty sizable, and all this interior design is basically done by the developer. And here's your double height ceilings, large enough to hang these chandeliers up here. You also do get these windows, one down here. It's actually an accordion folding door that you can walk through, along with more windows up there. So these curtains are massive as they drape all the way down into the living room. Moving on to the other side, you then have your dining space, large enough to seat quite a number of people. You can actually get one of those dining sets that extends all the way across towards the island, and easily you have a 12-seater right there. Now, I should also highlight that this partition that you see my reflection in, and that partition over there, does not come with the house. That's part of the interior design. Some people prefer a more open concept living, in which case you don't have to have that partition and that partition. That does not come with the house. Moving back here, we have the kitchen. Now, some people do ask us, why is this kitchen so small? And that's for 2 reasons. Number one, again, this wall here is part of the partition and is not supposed to be here. Apart from that, this is a show unit, and many people these days don't cook as much as they used to, so the kitchen does get deprioritized for more space in the living hall, more space in the dining hall. But if you do prefer a larger space, it can be made possible, especially with a garden unit where the back of the house can be extended. In fact, many owners have already done this in Hill 1. Coming away from this kitchen, I now want to show you guys the party piece of Rafflesia, and that is hiding behind these curtains here. Now check out this view. Look at this. This is the only development in the whole of PJ that actually gives you this sort of rainforest view. All of this land here is owned by MK Land, and where we are now is 330 meters above sea level, placing this as the highest residential point in the whole of PJ. Now I know that sounds like a gimmick, but when it rains, you can actually see the clouds touch the trees. It is actually gorgeous. You see that tower over there, this little antenna thing? It actually disappears when the rain gets really heavy, so it's really, really nice. So moving away from the kitchen, one other thing that I haven't got to show you guys is the guest room. For parents who are slightly more elderly that may need some help, you have the entrance right here. You do get this guest room at the front of the house. So this is kind of what it looks like, with a shared bathroom with this guest room that leads out towards the entrance slash living room. So this is very much a shared bathroom. And just to my left over here, we have the housekeeper's room or the helper's room. And this one is ensuite. So people do ask us, why is the helper's room at the front of the house? The reason for that is because the developer wanted to maintain that space for that gorgeous view towards the back. So they really freed up the space at the back and moved this room to the front. In addition to that, this also makes it very convenient for the helper to attend to elderly folks who may be living in this room, because this house really is for people who are future planning, who have kids on the older side, and who have parents who may end up moving in with them. So that's why the helper's room is at the front of the house. There is also a storeroom here. There's quite a lot of depth to it, so there is quite a lot that you can store in here. Moving on upstairs, the floor is actually laminated timber, so there's a nice solid feel to it with a layer of vinyl on the top. Now this here is the master bedroom. This is probably the most anticipated room in our experience, so yeah, feast your eyes. This is the actual size of the room, and you get a walk-in wardrobe here with twin sinks. And in addition to that, you get the WC with a sectioned off area for your shower. So these shower screens kind of separate the shower area from the sink area and the WC area. Oh, there I am. Now in the master bedroom, you also do get a balcony. Which opens out to that view you saw from the kitchen. And that is what it looks like from your master bedroom. And yes, you can actually get that view lying down looking from here. Moving over across the hall, you can see your living room from up here, because like I said, this is a double height ceiling living room. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. Now crossing over into the other bedroom, this is another large size bedroom. There you go. And this one faces the front of the house. So that's the main road here at Rafflesia Hill, and that's what the facade of the house actually looks like. Now this room also does get a walk-in wardrobe, and that's what the shower area will look like. A little bit smaller than the master bedroom, but still a decent size. You'll be able to use this. Very usable space. We then have this private area here. So this isn't actually a balcony. This is more like a terrace. Oh, hello. Sorry. So yeah, you can actually have a coffee table here with 2 chairs, and immediately you have your own private lounge that looks out onto the main road of Rafflesia Hill. Yeah, very decent view. I'm moving away from this. This is where your air conditioning compressors go. So it's tucked away, very hidden. Quite a neat little detail in that sense. We now find our way up onto the 3rd floor. So here's where you find your second living room. The one on the ground floor is grander, and the one up here is a little bit more tight, a little bit more cozy. And this is the other bedroom on the top floor. Also a very large size. This one has a very pink theme to it. I would imagine the developer had a girl in mind for this room. Here you have an ensuite bathroom as well. Now this room looks out towards the back of the house, and you still do get that view. So yeah, this house does have a lot of large open windows, a lot of natural light coming into the house, and a lot of really good views as well. And moving over in here is the slightly smaller bedroom, but it is still very much ensuite. So you do get your own bathroom, very much like the room on the first floor. And again, this one does face out towards the front of the house, albeit on higher ground, so you can actually see that walkway. This actually leads into a park, and I'll take you guys to have a look at it later. Now, the reason of why this room has been reduced in size is because it's actually been pushed forward to make room for your workspace and your laundry room. Here is where you can do all your washing with your washer, your dryer, or if you don't have a dryer, you can wash your laundry and then bring it out towards this area here and then dry your clothes on this deck here. And if you care about that sort of thing, your laundry will also get a really good view. Now, something else I should also tell you guys is that this landing area is very much shaded. So when you do dry your laundry out here, in the event that it rains, which it does a lot here in Malaysia, you won't have to rush out to scramble and grab your clothes really quickly and rush back into the house. Even if it does rain, your clothes will very much be sheltered, and you can still take your time as you make your way out to grab your laundry and bring it into the house. And again, you have your living space here, done up very nicely by the interior designer actually. But yeah, whoever has purchased this house, because this show unit has very much been sold, is a very, very fortunate buyer. And last but not least, we come to the study room where we're joined by Darren.
Hello.
Am I intruding?
Sort of.
So this here is the study room. You could technically turn this into a bedroom, but given the number of bedrooms already in this house, people would probably find this more appropriate for a workspace. So the great thing about this space is that it's more tucked away in the back of the house. You still do get a lot of natural light coming in because you do get this massive window just allowing all that light in, but it's a place that just allows you to really sit down and just stay focused on your work. Very much like what's going on here. So it's at this point of the video where I should highlight that both these houses are very much semi-Ds, but the facade of them coming in a pair is different. So the left and right one has a different look, but the layout on the inside are very much identical. These are on stilts. And so that is what it looks like. The whole house is actually sitting on that structure, and it's very much on an inclined hill, right? So that kind of like holds the house up and levels the ground, and the whole structure stands on top of those stilts. But just across the street on these units here, these are what we call garden units because they have an L-shaped garden on the side, given these are semi-Ds, and therefore that's what you get. Now, where you are seeing this now is a garden unit. So the show unit that we were looking at just now is what we call a stilt unit, and this is the garden unit. This being a semi-D, you get the L-shaped garden. And as I was showing you guys just now, the kitchen in the show unit is a little bit small, and that's where this becomes a very interesting proposition, because all this garden here, you can actually push your building and expand it all the way towards the back. So if you're the sort of person that likes hosting people indoors during festive seasons like Hari Raya, Deepavali, Christmas, that is a really good idea to consider, just pushing the building all the way towards the back. And unlike the stilt units that open out towards the back facing that incredible forest view, this unit faces the 1.8 acre garden, which you do get this private gate that allows you to go into the garden. If you have a dog, you can just take it for a walk and then bring it back. So these gates here are what gives you direct access from your house into the park. So if you have a dog you want to take for a walk, it's going to be super convenient to do so. And all these houses here that face the garden, the back faces the garden, have that privilege. So you win some, you lose some. So this here is a very good example of what I'm trying to say. You see this building here, this section of the building, this has been extended from the main building, right? So you can push it all the way towards the back of the house, with giving you a very large kitchen. And now we're going up this very steep hill. It's actually a very steep climb, but yeah, it takes us all the way into this 1.8 acre park. And to my left is Hill 2 with all these houses. The back faces the park, and that you still get that really nice view of that mountain, but it's not as good as the view of these units. This is actually the show unit just across the street. And here you have your park. So you imagine for the owners, they can just come through their own personal gates, up this flight of stairs, and bang, they are already on the park. Go for one nice long jog, take the dog for a walk. Past these houses, which are still coming up on Hill 3, completion in Q4 of 2025 by the way, while still getting that incredible view in the back. And you can actually see the work happening here still. And then you make your way back into your own unit once you're done. And these are the houses on Hill 1. See, even they get these little fences. They give them direct access into the park. Yeah, see, another extension all the way to the back. Okay, whoever made this map behind me deserves a raise. This is a high-resolution satellite image map of, well, everything around us, with Damansara Perdana and Rafflesia Hill right at the center of it. So this map will help you understand where we are better. Now I do apologize for the flickering. I know there's a lot of flickering going on. I'm not sure how to fix that. But anyway, here is Damansara Perdana and Rafflesia Hill right at the center of the map. Now, if you can see this dotted line here, this is basically a 6-kilometer radius from where we are now. And all these places are no more than 20 minutes away from us. So immediately we have Kota Damansara just next door, along with BU Damansara Utama and SS2 Durian Town. Yeah, I'm sure all of us are very familiar. Not very far from us at all. Tamantun is over here with Bukit Damansara, Mont Kiara, Desa Park City, all basically kind of like surrounding Rafflesia Hill or Damansara Perdana, which is no more than 20-minute drive away from here. Go further north, south, east, and you will find KL. Now KLCC from here is about a 30-minute drive, even with some traffic, so that's not bad at all. Then further down south, if you keep going, you'll find the broader PJ area in this section over here, and then further down south you've got Sunway and Subang. Keep going east and you will find Shah Alam, Bukit Jelutong, and yeah, so on. So you've got Dash Highway here, which will sort of basically take you towards the Almina area. And this here is the good old Subang Airport. Just above Damansara Perdana, you have Sungai Buloh and Seramas. So that's very much the Sungai Buloh area. So I think this map generally gives you a very good idea of where everything is.
If you're worried about traffic at the Damansara Perdana junction traffic lights, don't worry, because this is the entry point onto Dash Highway that skips the main road traffic and connects you to Penchala Link. So you bypass the rush hour traffic completely going into KL, saving you a lot of time.
Now this here is the Rafflesia Hill Masterplan model. So you see this building here? This is exactly where we are now. Now with this master plan, it's going to be so much easier to explain to you guys what the key differences are of all these houses. So to keep it really simple, Rafflesia Hill is actually broken up into 4 main key phases. You have Hill 1, which is over here, Hill 2, which is over here, Hill 3, which is just there, and Hill 4 over here, which is in this sort of cul-de-sac area. Okay, Hill 1 was already completely sold and VP'd back in like 2017, so we're not talking about that today. Hill 2 is where things get interesting. So this here is actually the show unit that you guys got to see just now. So it's right here, and this was the garden unit that we kind of like made our way to just now. Again, to recap, what all these houses have in common is that they're all about 3,600 to 3,800 square feet in build-up size. The layout inside are all exactly the same. All houses are leasehold to 99 years from the day that you get your keys, and they are all individual title houses as well. Now when it comes to the differences, Hill 2 is actually completing now and getting vacant possession. And Hill 2 units do not get a bathtub and solar heating, but Hill 3 and Hill 4 do. Now, the key differences between Hill 3 and Hill 4 is that Hill 4 firstly is in this cul-de-sac area. You see this little garden in the middle? This bit here really helps break up the space of all these houses, so the house across you doesn't feel so close to you. Apart from that, the unit that starts from here all the way to this unit here, the master bedroom on the first floor, remember the master bedroom that we saw that faces out towards the Forest Hill, in these particular C-shaped units, they are inverted. So the master bedroom actually faces the front of the house. Therefore, the balcony of the house actually looks a lot like this. You see how there's a balcony that sticks out towards the front of the house? This is exclusively only for, again, these units. Okay. Apart from that, all these units here will follow the facade that you see over here. You'll also notice that these units here come with stilts, but not quite like the stilts that you find at Hill 2, which are quite, let's call it, substantial, very tall. And the reason for that is because the ground here is just a little bit more flat, but not flat enough for them to entirely build a house. So these stilts are no more than 3 feet tall, so they are really short. And apart from that, the terrace lining the perimeter of the house in Hill 4 is also 5 feet wide compared to Hill 2's 3 feet wide. Now, for some context of what that looks like, 3 feet is from here all the way to here. So that's the width of the terrace for Hill 2. But an additional 2 feet makes it 5 feet, which is what you get in Hill 4, which is from here all the way to here, making it just so much wider, and that space becomes so much more usable. And that is the key difference of that 200 square feet. I remember I said 3,600 to 3,800 square feet in build-up size. This is what makes up for that 200 square feet in difference. And apart from that, you also get this huge 1.8 acre park in the middle, which is the one that I showed you guys just now, where we entered from this little slip road right here, and we made our way all the way up and all one big circle and came back down to basically where the show unit was. If you want something more expensive, you can also exit the guardhouse here and take this little ladder all the way down. This is a very long climb, it's like 200 steps or something like that, where you get this giant lake for you to take your dog for a walk, or if you want to go for a run. I've been down there once, and trust me, it is a workout. So if you are an outdoor junkie and you do like getting your steps in, you're gonna love this. Now finally, we come to the part where you all have been waiting for: price. So starting with Hill 2. Hill 2 ranges from 3 to 3.3 mil, and you can't buy anymore because they all have been sold out, which is why they're getting vacant possession now. Then you have Hill 3, which ranges from 3.4 to 3.9 mil. And then you have Hill 4, which ranges from 3.5 to 4 million ringgit. So now we come to the ultimate question: is Rafflesia Hill really for you? Well, it depends. Are you the sort of person who's looking for more space because you see yourself future planning, your kids are getting bigger and they all want their own space and their own rooms? Then yeah, maybe. Do you also see yourself maybe having elderly parents who may want to move in with you in the near future? Then yeah, maybe. Or do you see yourself wanting all the conveniences of PJ around you, very much in the center of Damansara, but at the same time being surrounded by a Cameron Highlands-like forest setting, which is where your house will be? Then you definitely need to check out Rafflesia Hill. And you can click on the WhatsApp link in the description down below of this video, and I will personally tell you the sales packages of Rafflesia Hill. And if you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.